Hey, how's it going, guys? It's Tuesday. It's 7:30 p.m. Eastern. You know what that means at this point. It's Tuesday at Livestream 29? Really? There's been 29 of these so far? All right. So glad you guys can make it. Looks like we got a few people waiting in there. We've got a few people rolling in. We got poor Mike. He says first. LOL. Poor guy, I guess. But he was first, so congratulations for what it's worth. We got the architect, Sam's Tangle Web. How's it going, Sam? We also have Genome Presents. He says, beware the wrath of the pythons, boys. I'm assuming he was talking about them 24-inch pythons that, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe 12. Yeah, my little flabby arms here. We got JP All About Comics. We're going to talk about his contest tonight and some auction happenings tomorrow. So definitely sub up All About Comics if you guys like the auction scene. And he's got a great contest going on as well. Link is below. I remembered it this week after I found it. So there you go. We got Kakarot in the chat. I've heard he's called Virgil, but I don't know too much about that. We got Kakarot. We have Zachary Family Comics. He says, what up? We also have the Model Vault. Hey, guys, glad you could make it into the chat. We've got water. 1 second. We've got the big dog, Roman Curtis. What is going on, Roman? Glad you could make it into the chat. We've got, once again, one of the best Star Wars podcasts there is out there. We've got David from Beyond the Blast Doors. And yeah, definitely check his stuff out. He started doing a Beyond the Panel show on Beyond the Blast Doors, where it's specifically about the Star Wars comic books. So he's definitely talking me into starting to read that Darth Vader by Charles Soule. I'm definitely have to check that out because I like me some Charles Soule. So I'm really hoping it's all in Marvel Unlimited. So definitely looking forward to reading that. Once again, poor Mike is back after the show started. Glad you made it. We got Count Von Strange says, what's going on, gang? And back for another week. Yeah, Guitars and Comics. I still love that, man. That's such a great name. Guitars and Comics. It's like the most 80s awesome name I've seen in a long time. Guitars and Comics. I love it. I'm going to have to figure out like a zinger or something, kind of like The Architect, Sam's Tangled Web, or the Big Dog, Roman Curtis. So, but then again, Guitars and Comics speaks for itself. We've got Big Lion Cat 646. How's it going? Hopefully, he's got Lenny watching with him tonight, roaring and all that good stuff. And then we have Chad 90 MF Comics. He says Vader by Soul was fire, 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 fire. So, and we got my first subscriber ever. We got Fish Tropic in the chat. Always love having him around. If you guys missed it a couple weeks back, he unboxed an entire collection basically on my channel. So definitely take a look at that if you guys get a chance. And then we got BakeTheSnake. He says, hey, how's it going? What's shaking? All right. While the room continues to fill up, we'll go ahead and get into last week's reads. I had 4 current reads. What a big week for me. I've been slowly scaling back on just additional pickups off the shelf. So I'm kind of trying just to mainly stick to the pulls that I get. So usually, like if there's a #1, I'll pick it up. But I'm trying not to go too crazy. I actually just dropped a few more titles today so I could make room and add some of the things I've been wanting to read. Like I finally added the Immortal Hulk to my pull list today. I'm hoping to get enough copies to hold for me because I know it comes out tomorrow. So I've only read the first issue, so I figured why not? It keeps selling out before I can get a copy. So I just got to put it in my pull list. So I put that in there. I made sure they actually had Young Justice on my pull list because I forgot to add that. So, but the first one, we got the Batman Who Laughs issue 2. So I think Snyder and Jock are finally starting to live up to the hype in this book, in my opinion. I wasn't the biggest fan of issue 1. I thought it was a little bit muddled and confusing. But issue 2, I think, really brought it back for me. And now I'm interested to see what the other 2 issues of this run are going to bring. I was actually very excited to see the Grim Knight. When I was hearing about the Grim Knight, I thought it was a little bit gimmicky, but I don't know. After hearing the Batman Who Laughs kind of hype him up and talk about him in the book, I'm ready for the Grim Knight now. So I think that's super cool. It's basically the premise of the Grim Knight is Joe Chill drops his gun, but Bruce Wayne picks up the gun, I guess. So it's a little over the top and insane, but I think that's what, when you bring Snyder and Jock together, I think you have to go that way a little bit. So I'm really actually looking forward to the rest of the miniseries now. Whereas the first issue didn't do much for me, issue 2 really brought it back for me. Next up, we got issue 6 of Fantastic Four, and I am happy to report that Dan Slott, he keeps killing on Fantastic Four. I think, I'm going to talk about Venom in a second, but I think Fantastic Four has been my favorite read on the Marvel side for quite, well, since issue 2. Issue 1, we all know the controversy behind issue 1, and not much really happened in that book, but 2 and up, it's been solid. So we get introduced to a new character, thus the title Herald of Doom. So we get introduced to that new character. On top of that, basically Doom has plotted to bring Galactus to Earth and fight him and all that good stuff. So now somehow Galactus is asking Reed Richards for help. So very interested to see where they're going to go in issue 7. I hope it's not like Venom where we're going to have to go do a bunch of one-shots and such, and hopefully we just stay in the numbers. So hopefully the next issue will be issue 7, issue 8, 9, and 10, so on and so forth. But so far, Fantastic Four has been a really good read. And I was talking about Venom earlier, so no crazy $5 one-shots or gimmicks this week. We just plain get Venom issue 10. First off, I got to say, it's a really nice cover by Ryan Stegman. It looks different than his normal style. This looks more, in my opinion, like a Jerome Opeña. That's who I thought did the cover at first, but actually it does say Stegman's initials somewhere down there. So, but he continues to have stellar art in these books. I like the new storyline, kind of with the lobotomized Venom. Now he's just kind of a dog that follows Eddie Brock around, and he can kind of summon it to his will. And then we haven't forgotten about Ultimate Reed Richards. He's still lingering in there, and now we're gonna have Carnage on top of that. So Donny Cates continues to kill it with this book. So once again, recommended. And then my last book I picked up, I'm happy to report that Isola is back. This is issue 6. So issues 1 through 5, pretty solid trade. Just a beautiful book, just a compelling fantasy story of, kind of like a young female soldier trying to protect her queen that has been turned into this like Bengal tiger, and only she knows about any of this. So everyone thinks she's kind of killed the princess and prince of the kingdom. So they're kind of like she's a wanted fugitive on top of it. There's a lot of cool stuff going on in this book. So if you guys like, your image titles, you can't go wrong with Isola. I recommend this one as well. I'm definitely keeping that on my pull list. Oh, and but also I didn't even see this on the shelf, but this was put in my pulls. This Isola prologue, I guess, in Motor Crush to count down to Isola number 1. They had like a series of 5 just single page prologues, and this collects all 5 of those prologues. So I didn't even know that was going on because I never got around to reading Motor Crush, unfortunately. But nonetheless, I thought that was really cool, just like free handout. So I don't know if all the stores got them, but I didn't even, like I said, I didn't even see him until I was handed my pull list, and I had the only copy of the store as far as I was concerned. So that was my pulls for the week. Let's see who else we got in here. Looks like we've got Whodat Comics and Movies. He says, "What's going on? Glad you could make it, Whodat." We actually got a fun thing you might like coming up, Whodat, where I review and go over. I'm not going to show it because I can't watch it again, but based on Thanatos Comics and his contest, we're gonna redo my first video. Basically, it's gonna be a lot of fun, and I think specifically Whodat, you will enjoy that. We've got, let's see, Zach Great Family Comics says, "I've been buying a ton from TFAW, but may drop after Detective 1000. We'll see." Yeah, I'm still debating if I'm gonna go crazy over Detective 1000, because I hope it's a good read at least, because Action 1000, I've been looking forward to Action 1000 for like almost 20 years, and I read it, I'm like, the covers were okay. You got a Dan Jurgens one, I guess, out of it. But at least with this one, I think they brought it even more with the cover artist. I mean, you got a Steranko, a Frank Miller. Those are probably going to be the 2 I get. I think there's a Jock one too. So we'll see what happens. I'm sure I'll impulse buy some of these things. Guitars and Comics says, "I still haven't read The Batman Who Laughs. I've heard mixed reviews. Need to judge for myself." Yeah, I would say it's definitely a judge for yourself type book. I personally like it, but I don't know if I could give. It's not something everyone could just pick up and read, especially after Dark Knight's Metal. there's so much like random crap going on in DC continuity right now with like negative universes and multiple Batman. I mean, by the end of issue 2, I think there's 3 Batmen. 2 of them are from alternate universes. So, like I said, it's a bit of a headache. And then there's a character on the last panel that's introduced from Scott Snyder's first run, basically. So you can look at it that way. Big Lion Cat says, "Is that a newsstand?" LOL. We'll get there. We'll get to the newsstands. Trust me. And then thanks for plugging the likes. That's cool. I appreciate that, man. Looks like we got Pope Cerebus the first. He says, "What's up?" Oh, we got Kurt. What's going on, Kurt? Demon Ponzer for real. I would love that name. I forgot that name was that goofy, but what's going on, Kurt? He says, "Who do you got winning the Rumble, and why is it Dozer?" I don't know. I thought about going with old Tucker, but Dozer's a good pick. Otis Dozovich. We love us some Otis. But yeah, Otis. Now, real talk for a second about the Rumble. I was going to pick probably Drew McIntyre. He's been on fire lately. And, Vince McMahon, he loves them, the big, muscly guys. So I think the 2 favorites this year for the men's Rumble would have to be Drew McIntyre or Seth Rollins from the babyface side. I would love to see Rollins versus Finn or Rollins versus Lesnar for the Universal title at Mania. Either way, you're getting a good match, in my opinion. Especially the Finn versus Rollins, because it's a rematch from that SummerSlam match they had where Finn won the belt, but it also took like a year off his career, basically. So I think they could tell a lot of good story there. The women's, unless there's like a coup with Becky, I could see Asuka retaining, the Becky entering into the Rumble, winning the Rumble, and then going to Raw to challenge Ronda. But that seems like it's too smart for WWE to book. So I'm going with the easy pick of Charlotte. So that way, I think we can get Charlotte versus Asuka as a rematch from last year's WrestleMania, because that really killed Asuka's career for like 9 months. So I would love to see that rematch at Mania. And then you have the co-main event for the women of Ronda versus Becky. So you have 2 solid matches you can book right there. So thanks for joining, Kurt. I'm glad you mentioned some wrestling because I could go on all day with that. But we're going to go back to comic books after we get done with this chat. We got Pope Cerebus the first once again. I think I got his link below. We'll get more on that in a little bit. We got Lindsay's Geeked Out Knickknacks in the chat. So glad to have you, Lindsay. Ruben Nieves, he says, "What's going on?" RLM's Comics and Collectibles. Sorry about that, man. Glad you could join the chat. And yeah. Okay, let me fix that one. There we go. Sorry about that, guys. Little trolley there. Pope says, "Jock over Frank Miller. Miller cover. It looks like an old man did it." Yeah, it was a little weird. I didn't realize our streams crossed. Sorry, man. Joe Ryan. Looks like Joe Ryan Comics is going to go live soon, so definitely check out his channel and see what he's got going on his channel tonight live. Kurt says, "Too smart for WWE." And we got Double S. He says, "What's up, AK Mr. Dare to Defy, hashtag CW." Yeah, we all love the CW network, of course. All right, so I got a couple more pickups, and then we will get into the fun contest entries and all that good stuff. All right, so I'll go and get into half price books first because not too crazy finds this week, but had some dollar finds nonetheless. We got Amazing Spider-Man 339 for $1. Been slowly getting these ASM 300s. Newsstand. There you go. But yeah, just kind of trying to fill those holes in the run. So had to get that one because I didn't have it yet. You can't pass up 25-cent or less Marvel for $1 in the dollar bin. So I got a Marvel Tales 27 or 57. Sorry. So we got that nice lizard cover there. And we've got Green Lantern Corps 38, just a cool Frank Miller. I'm sorry. The Neil Adams month, I think this was something like that. Celebration of the Flash. So they did like the Neil Adams first appearance of John Stewart. So I thought that was pretty cool. Even though it's all kind of dinged up on the side, I don't see these variants laying around, especially for $1. So I picked that up because I liked it. And then the last two, just got some Mike Turners for $1, so you don't leave Mike Turner laying around in the dollar bins. So you got the new Fantastic Four, issue 549, just a beautiful looking Michael Turner cover there. So there you go. Looks like we got some Inhuman action. Reed's being a jerk, I guess. And then the last one, thought this one was weird. We got a Fathom issue 12, but it looks like we got some Tomb Raider as well. You know that? It's a character that looks a lot like Lara Croft. So there we go. Yeah, sorry, Double S. I don't know what I was thinking with the Frank Miller stuff. Neil Adams. There you go. Neil Adams. So there we go. And that was that. And then I had one auction one. I know we've discussed. I'm trying to stay out of the buying aspect of the auctions, but when it comes to getting the 2018 and 2019 want list, I just had to get me one of these. So this was on my 2018 want list for the entire year last year, and I could not find a good affordable copy for the right price with the right condition. So I don't know if Erod pays attention to my channel or what, knew I was going to be at this auction, but the first book he put up was ASM 252, first appearance, the black costume. I have like the other three. I think I have all the other three appearances because there's 4 books that are tied for the first appearance. And I was missing the money book out of that lot. So the only thing, and Erod did point this out in the video. So the only thing that was kind of wrong with it is there was this very, very tiny, I don't even think it comes up on my camera. There's like a very little color breaking crease there, but you can barely see it. Other than that, the book presents extremely well. It's beautiful on the inside. And let me take that swig of water real quick. It's a new stand, so there you go. Been waiting to say that one for a whole week. New stand. Oh, yeah. So this will be going up on my wall downstairs because my comics are slowly flowing downstairs, and I want it on a wall somewhere. And I have no vacancies in here, so big thanks to Erod for putting this one up. I got a decent deal on it. If you guys want to see more deals like this tonight, I think 9:30 p.m. New York Warriors are having their weekly auction. Yeah, sorry, Roman, I forgot you were the one bidding against me. So, yeah, I stole this one from Roman Curtis. Sorry, man, but I had to have it. I was missing it out of my collection. So, there we go. Glad to get that book. So, sorry, Roman. All right, let's see who else we got that hopped in here because I saw a few. And I really need to pay attention to my chat apparently tonight. So looks like we got everyone just kind of saying hi to. Looks like we got Stay Puff 1983. Once again, I left his Instagram link below, and we'll get into that in a second. Why I've done that, but nonetheless, check out Stay Puff 1983. He's got a phenomenal Instagram, and we've got JD. I believe I left his link below too. I'll get into that in a minute. We got some Mr. White Gloves. Splash Page Comics. He says, I remember when I bought that off the stand and I was mad they changed the costume. Yeah, you kind of just can't beat the old red and blue at the end of the day, but I like both. I'm sorry. But yeah, it would have been nice to be able to buy that off the rack for 60 cents, I'm sure. Chad says, your wall downstairs might catch on fire. Be careful. Great ad. Yeah, well, thing is, if it catches fire down there, all this is going to be gone soon too. So I'll be sitting here with it. It's like, well, I'm screwed. We got Mr. Unknown Comics guy. He says, we'll be checking out your channel, Guitars and Comics. Yeah, definitely sub each other up in the chat. But nonetheless, Mr. Unknown, glad to have you in the chat. Double S says, newsstand for Mr. Carson Daly from MTV's TRL back in the day. Yeah, it's been about 4 minutes since I've heard that one, but I'll give it to you. And we got Comic Core Chad in the chat. How's it going, Comic Core Chad? Now we got to specify because we got more than one Chad in the chat. So, but nonetheless, we'll go ahead and plug the Comic Core real quick since he's in there. So check out Comic Core this Friday night, 10 p.m. Eastern. Unfortunately, I'll be in Chicago because I have a wedding to attend, so I'll have to call off this episode. So all apologies to the Comic Core, but nonetheless, you get to check out Chad, the guy with the hat, typically. And then you get the Great Legend show. You get Cat Rin figures. You get comics with Bueller. You get Midwest Comic Man Paul. And who else? You never know what's going to happen on the Comic Core, 10 p.m. Eastern Friday nights. So please check out the Comic Core. It's always a lot of fun. Whodat is asking, should I do a mystery box for the auction this Wednesday? I know from the past seeing you sell these boxes, you've made some good money, and the people who've opened them have been very happy with them. So I will say, yes, you should do a mystery box tomorrow on JP's auction. on All About Comics, 9 p.m. Eastern. I'm 97% sure it's 9 p.m. Eastern. So there you go. I cannot wait for tomorrow, which that brings me to my next topic. Well, I'm going to be selling tomorrow on All About Comics JP's auction because I do want to plug the auction. So first, I think I'm going to try. I tried these last or 2 weeks ago. It was a no-go, but I did have a little bit of interest from the chat. So I figured I'm going to try them one more time. And if no one wants them, they're going right back in the boxes behind me. But I got Cyberfrog Glad. I'm probably going to start this one off once again. $50, $7 shipping because the mail, they know my face now. They know I deal in comics. So I don't have the option to send media if I wanted to. So we're going to do priority no matter what. So priority $7 shipping. That's going to include Cyberfrog #1 from the Harris run. And this one is actually signed by Ethan Van Sciver right there above Cyberfrog's ugly little head there. So that's just kind of going to be a throw in. But I think the money is in the ash can. So you get Amphibionics #1 ash can. I'll give you guys a chance to look this bad boy up on eBay before you bid on the auction tomorrow. So I know there are few and far between listings for this one. And then I'm throwing in Cyberfrog The Origin Zero. So once again, this one, I think it was at least a $20-ish ash can by itself. And yeah, I'm going to start that $50, see what happens. Maybe someone will take it, get it for 50, maybe no one at all, and they'll go back in the boxes behind me. We'll see. Next up, I got this KRS exclusive Venom issue 3. I thought about hanging on to this one for a while, but I was kind of looking at it. I'm like, I bet there's someone else who would appreciate this more. And I'll be honest, I'm trying to slowly save up for a few purchases at C2E2 this year because I'm already thinking about some commissions. So I'm slowly selling a couple books, see what kind of commissions I can get this year. But nonetheless, you got a cool Tyler Kirkham variant that you don't see around too much. So definitely, I thought starting at that $20 bill. I'll probably start this at $10, 7 shipping tomorrow, just because the priority shipping, man. So we'll start that off $10 tomorrow. And then the last one, because I think we're probably gonna do 3 lots. And if Fish is actually asking who drew the Venom, the cover for the Venom, that's Tyler Kirkham, and on the inside it should be Ryan Stegman if I remember correctly. So nonetheless, 2 very good artists right there. Last lot, I wanted some older Moon Knights when I bought a big lot, and it came with some of the newer ones as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and see if anyone wants these Moon Knights tomorrow. So I got Moon Knight #1. This is all David Finch art on the inside too. So you got some good David Finch Moon Knight. So there's issue 1, issue #2, issue 3, issue 4, issue 5. I know a lot of people like this cover to issue 6. Unfortunately, it's not that bloody variant, but it's still a really nice cover. Issue 7. And then I'm throwing this. I'm just doing this as a throw-in because I'm just calling it a reader copy, but still got some nice Bill Sienkiewicz art. You got Moon Knight Special Edition #2. Like I said, it could definitely use a cleaning. That's for sure. So it's a little bit gross, but we're going to throw it in. If you don't want it, let me know, I guess, but it's going in the lot. But I think we'll do one of those like stacker lot gimmicks you guys see. So I think I'm going to start those books out at just $10, $7 shipping. But as an exclusive, since you guys came to my channel and watching me, I'm going to give you guys the exclusives on what I'm going to stack. So I think if we get to $15 on the lot tomorrow, I'm going to throw in Mark Spector Moon Knight issue 1. And if it exceeds $20, I think I'm going to throw it the Fist of Khonshu Moon Knight #1 in and see what happens. Newsstand. So there you go. And if it keeps going up, I got more Moon Knights on there. Yeah, you never know what I might do if it keeps going up in the stacker lot. I can just keep throwing in other Moon Knights. So there you go. That's kind of the preview for the auction tomorrow. Once again, that's on All About Comics channel. It's the guy saying that is a great hoodie in the chat. So check out his channel if you like that auction selection. That's what I will have tomorrow. So tune in for that. All right, let's see who's joined us, and then we're going to get into this the contests. Splash Page says, rumor has it Whodat Mystery Box could have a Tales of Suspense 39. in it. And then Whodat does confirm he's selling his Tales of Suspense 39. So there you go. You never know. Just like the Comic Con Friday nights, you never know what's going to happen when you get a mystery box. So there's that. People are already bidding. I'm just gonna be fair and say you gotta come in and bid tomorrow on JP's auction. So I know we're getting excited and that good stuff, which is great. So can't wait for tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern, to auction off these good books. So everyone's saying the newsstand stuff. We got Real Comic Book Talk in the chat. I love those guys. So happy you could join us, Real Comic Book Talk. Definitely check their stuff, especially if you want good feedback on some of the DC streaming stuff, because I know there's not a lot of channels currently that have the DC streaming app and are reviewing the stuff that's on there. Those guys had a lot of cool viewings of the show Titans, which I highly recommend checking out. So if you guys don't have access to that app and want to see, sorry, my buddy Kurt's cracking me up. Thanks, Kurt. He says, Don West, those Moon Knights. I'm glad I finally have someone in my chat who understands Don West references. I've been dying to make Don West references. So if you guys don't know, there's a guy named Don West. He commentated Total Nonstop Action Wrestling, but he was also a salesman for the Shop at Home Network. So he's a phenomenal salesman. And I'm pretty sure he's a pack-a-day smoker. All right. So we're going to get into the first contest here. We've been talking all about comics tonight. He has a contest going on, and it's a pretty cool contest. He does not like show this book, show that book. Why do you like this book or that book? His stuff is more about like community recognition and kind of who do you follow in the community. And he was just kind of looking, I believe, for 5 people you follow. And of course, I'm getting a phone call, so let me silence that. So he was looking for, 5 YouTubers under 500 subscribers that you follow and like, I suppose. I think it was 500. And then the same rules for Instagram. I think most of my picks are under 500. And if not, I'm still going to shout them out anyway because they're fun channels. So I'm just going to start with the top of my list. And by the way, every single one of these links is below if you guys want to check out these people's respective channels. So I kind of just went down my subscriber list and started copying and pasting and putting in those people. I'm going to start with the Poor Man's Comics. He's one of my boys in the community. We've traded AOKs. He's the main man. He's the main person responsible for getting me a new Teen Titans #1. So forever grateful for that. And he also recently, I keep calling it the Lord of the Rings trilogy of Adam Hughes collection videos. He literally had a 3-part video where he showed off. It took 3 parts to show off his entire Adam Hughes collection. I don't know if there's any other person in the entire community that is that dedicated to collecting one artist. So it's a sight to see. So I highly recommend checking out his channel. Next up, he started making videos, and he's just an all-around nice guy. We got BakeTheSnake once again. So he just started making videos. So check him out, sub him up. He's always in the chats. He's always awesome to talk to, say hi to, and all that good stuff. So sub him up. And next up, he's also in the chat tonight, and he started doing solo auctions on his own. Big Lion Cat 646. So I definitely want to check him out. Sub up his channel. Once again, we got Great Legend Show in the chat. He said it all year this year. 2019 is the year of community auctions, and Big Lion Cat is one of those guys you need to check out if you want to be on the auction wave. So I put Big Lion Cat with Lenny, his little pet cat tiger thing that he squeezes and it roars every time there's a sale. So always love that. So sub up Big Lion Cat. Next up, he just celebrated his birthday this last weekend. So I definitely had to put him on the list. We got ComicGeek McD. He had a great show earlier today with JPL Flash Comics Geekdom. They always go live. I think it's like every other Tuesday around the afternoon time for me at least. But they have a fun show. And they like a lot of the same comics I do, so I always enjoy watching their content. Next up, we got JD. I was on his channel, last week? Maybe it's 2 weeks ago now. And he's got a lot of awesome friends in the community too. So on his channel, not only do you get his perspective, usually you get Tony Sanders, you get Jeffrey Comic-Con Henson, you'll get Economics and Comics. So definitely make sure you are subbed up to JD as well, because he's a great guy too. And I had to put the royalty on the list, so I put both Pope Cerebus and Pope Grimey on my list. So definitely sub up both those guys. I think they're both going to be living in Kentucky now, according to the chat last week. So hopefully we can have a Pope meetup and they'll record it. I would love that. I would be a huge mark for that. So definitely check those guys out. And then I couldn't not put the Slab Dragon, TJ Watson, on the list. So if you guys like slabs at all, you should be sub this guy already. He lives in a cave of slabs basically. So I think the whole community loves him some TJ Watson. We just got to show him that with some more subs. So visit TJ Watson. He's got some awesome stuff going on. And last but not least, I put Whodat Comics and Movies on the list because why not? He's the guy, you know, he's just like, you got to do this. Well, we're going to get more into that story a little later. And I put 5 Instagram pages. And I'm still a little bit newer to Instagram. I've not really dove that deep into just the Instagram community. So most of my people I follow on there are mainly people I've seen on YouTube. So I went and put Joker68's Instagram is my first page. You know, best wishes, of course, to Joker68. I know he's always going through some bad pain, you know, with his medical condition and all, but nonetheless, he stays positive. He participates in the community, and he loves showing his books. So if you guys want to see his, I mean, he has, we talk about TJ Watson, but we can't forget about Joker68. He shows him some awesome books too. So definitely check out his Instagram because he has the stuff like I'll just be scrolling through my phone and I'm just like, oh, wait a minute, I gotta go back up, and then Joker has like some sort of cool sketch or autograph that I've never seen before. So it's definitely worth checking out Joker68's Instagram. I called him out earlier. Like I said, is like if you want to know how to Instagram properly, just pay attention to Stay Puft 1983 and his Instagram. That's how you do the Instagram thing. So if you're ever wondering, like, man, how do I get more followers on Instagram and stuff? Look at what this guy does and do it, basically. So Stay Puft 1983 had to put him on. Like I said, I don't know if these people are what JP is looking for, but it's the 5 people I kind of follow and see and participate the most in that stuff. And like I said, kind of stop in my tracks. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. Next up, I usually have to call him out when I see him in the chats too. We got Art of Brett Hess. See, this is why I bring water to the chats. You guys talk about his vodka earlier. It's water. I couldn't live without this water. I might end up like Don Westkurt. We got Art of Brett Hess. He has some really cool paintings he does, and he sells not only the paintings, he sells prints of his paintings as well. So if you guys are looking for a nice independent artist to get behind, Art of Brett Hess is a pretty good one to get behind. So I recommend his stuff as well. Next up, we got Matilda Gothika, one of the most positive people in either community. I like her Instagram because usually if she participates in a contest, like on YouTube, she'll like do a little drawing or doodle for the contest, no matter pretty much like if she was doing one for me, she like do a doodle, even though like it has nothing to do with the contest. She just does it because that's what she likes to do. So it's really positive and upbeat and fun to follow her on Instagram because she has a lot of good stuff that she shows on there that she draws herself. And then last but certainly not least, we got Samantha Branch. She has some awesome art she posts on her Instagram, and in my opinion, definitely deserves a lot more followers. So follow Samantha Branch. But hopefully that's kind of what JP was looking for in his contest. And it's up to him if he wants to count this as an entry because that was just one kind of big live show going on. So nonetheless, I wanted to get the promotion out. I felt like it was a nice thing to do to put some links down below for you guys to follow and that stuff. So once again, JP All About Comics, it's his big contest going on now. Once again, link is down below to that video. Check it out. Participate in that contest because at the end of the day, it's nice. It's spreading the community around. And you're getting to maybe know people you didn't know prior. All right, so kind of, I guess, your main event, if you will, for the night. I had to do Thanatos Comics 700 subs contest just because it was very compelling and crazy. Basically, I've never heard anyone request anything like this, so I kind of just had to do it. But first, I want to get back in the chat because I'm slagging. I forgot. So let's go back up for a second before I continue that story. Yep, Don Weslow's Moon Knight. So that's where I left off. Stay Puft is also talking about Don West. Great Legend Show says, my pick to win is Seth Rollins wins the Rumble and faces Finn at WrestleMania. Yeah, I agree 100% with that scenario. That could be very awesome because, like I think you just mentioned in your next comment too, um, you also get Braun versus Lesnar, and you really don't need the belt on the line for that feud. I'd almost rather see that feud get blown off without the Universal title as an implication, just because it kind of you can almost even make it a big manster trash brawl if you need to. So especially with whatever's going on with Braun and his shoulder or forearm or whatever's injured. But yeah, I would like to see Braun versus Lesnar in some way, shape, or form without just stupid like Lesnar having to win cheap. So I think that's, I mean, if nothing else, I guess we could always see Braun winning the Rumble. He'll enter like 28 and throw like two people over without getting hurt. And that's kind of the safe bet, maybe. So I guess that's a possibility too. All right, let's see who else we got. Yep, there's the vodka comment. Thank you, Double S. All right. The Great Legend says Don West would be cool. Like I said, maybe at the very end, but I can't do a Don West in the middle and destroy my voice. See, like that. Everybody sees their stuff down under. That's awesome. Yep, 9 p.m. Eastern is the auction tomorrow on All About Comics channel. Everyone's following up each other. That's great. Legend is asking, what kind of water am I drinking? I went to my little refrigerator door. I pushed the thing in, and water came out. So I guess Ellettsville tap. There you go. All right. So back to the Thanatos Comics contest. Once again, he's celebrating 700 subscribers. And what he wanted to do is, for some reason, he wanted us to look back at our first video, kind of almost redo the video or kind of revisit it, I guess, and kind of explain why you did that video. So I figured, who better than my goofy stupid first video to kind of redo and all that good stuff. So for some reason I decided to put the link below. I almost didn't do it because I hate that first video. I'll be perfectly honest. It is cringeworthy. And I actually had to watch it twice to see what books to pull out. And you guys know me. I love me some technical botches. Like even somehow like it is not even dubbed right anymore. Like my voice and the actual video is off sync. No idea how that happened over time, but I guess ancient YouTube videos that no one watches just kind of fizzle away and die until someone remembers to link them down below and bring them back. So yeah, he kind of wanted me to recap my first video. So what I decided to do is I'm going to show every book again because I still have every book from 11 months ago in the collection and explain why I made that first video. So I think that's the whole thing he was looking for. So basically all of this started, I believe it was this slab right here. So what I showed in that first video was a Secret Wars number 8, 8.5. And I got this bad boy, and I'm sorry. I'm actually kind of not sorry about that glare. We love that Mylar glare. So we got Mylar slabs. So there you go. But anyway, where this came from Whodat Comics and Movies. And I thought I got a pretty good price on this, so I was all excited. And I was emailing like, "Hey, thanks for the deal, man," something like that. And Whodat, he actually emailed me back, and he's just like, "Can you do me a really big favor?" I'm like, "Sure, what's that?" And he's just like, "Would you be willing to like just make a video to prove that you're real?" I'm just like, "Okay." So apparently, there was accusations and stuff like way back when that there were like phantom bidders joining just to up the prices or something, even though it's completely ludicrous because some of these books and deals here were almost steals and giveaways in my opinion. So once again, if you guys check those auctions out, you get some good deals. As you can see, I've toned it back just because I was getting too many good deals. But nonetheless, this came from Whodat Comics and Movies. And I was just like, I'm going to go ahead and make that video for because I got some really good stuff from them and from other people. So, I mean, I had this book. I have another slab behind me. I had this whole stack here I got from just auctions. And I got this whole stack here that's all stuff I showed in video number 1. So what are we going to do now? We got 20 minutes to go. We're going to show every book again because that's what Thanatos wants in his contest. So once again, we got Secret Wars number 8, 8.5. I got this from a great deal from Whodat Comics and Movies. So this is the one that made me go start off a video by going, yep, I'm still real. So there you go. So I know Legend likes that story a lot. And oh yeah, he says Jennifer Courtney is rule 2. She is awesome. Yeah, she's another good Instagrammer to follow. I think it's No Limits 83. She has a really good Instagram as well. I should have put her down below as well. I might do that after the fact. But yeah, she won a Golden Age Captain Marvel from I think it was Aim High Comics was selling that one, and it was she got a deal on it. I mean, it went for money, but it was still a pretty good deal. And she actually made a video too, kind of like that. So definitely can't forget about that video as well. That was an awesome one too. But the one that one from Whodat. I think I also showed these Sandmans I got from an eBay haul. So back then, I was having some really good luck in 2017 and early 2018 getting Sandmans for some reason. I found an eBay buyer. I don't know if they ever even read any of their copies, but they're basically selling them for like maybe $1.50, $2 a piece on their eBay page. So I bought issues 2 through 9 for that same price. Sorry, Lion Cat, that's not going to be a newsstand either. Spoilers. Anyway, we got Sandman 12. Actually, I like this because my original video I recorded on my phone, and you couldn't even see this cover. And I don't know how it turns out at your guys' house, but this definitely looks a lot better now, in my opinion, on the webcam. And we got 13. Old stand. There we go. Leave it to Comics Misexplained to point out old stand. There you go. Tried to do it the opposite. We got nice, creepy cover there. Love it. I just love these 90s Sandman covers. They don't even make anything like this today, even though they're kind of dark and deco. You got issue 16. We got issue 17. Number 18. I know this one's a pretty popular issue. 19. This is the Midsummer Night's Dream issue. I don't know if the Eisners were around yet, but whatever awards they had back then, I think this was the one that was nominated for a lot of awards. Really put Gaiman Sandman on the map to begin with. We got number 20. And then we got number 21. And I think the main reason I was drawn to this whole lot to begin with, I wanted this issue 22, which actually I even milered up. This is the first Daniel who eventually replaces Sandman. And he was in the Dark Knight's Metal series at the same time I was buying these books. So one of the main reasons I wanted to get that lot, because that was, I guess, kind of a spec book at the time. I don't know what it's like now. And I kept going. We got 23. And we got number 24. I think it goes to 27 if I remember right. 25. Another fun creep cover. 26. And number 27. So that was the last one I got in that run. So got a nice healthy stack of books on eBay for cheap. All right, so that was my only eBay haul from last year, the first video. So everything else from here on out, it's a community purchase. So I believe this first one, I got all these books from, I think, Marky316 from the New York Warriors. So once again, New York Warriors are having an auction in about an hour and 15, I think. So if you guys want deals like this, they still do it. That's why I bring 2 waters. Don West. The main reason I had to get this lot from Marky, though, is he was selling this Billy Tucci Supergirl commission he had. For some reason, he was selling this, like, these Supergirls for, like, I think less than what he paid Billy Tucci to do this. So I definitely had to hop on getting this one. It's just an awesome commission he got. And if you guys haven't been paying attention to my channel, I love me some commissions. So this was definitely, I had to take this off my wall just to show it in this video. So I'll be going back on the wall so this video's over. But once again, very cool, Marky. We also got some Art Germ Supergirl. So there's issue 15. I also really needed this book at the time. The first Art Germ Supergirl, which is issue 12. So there's that. Well, actually, I apologize. I do have one more eBay pickup I got last year. I forgot. Cool Green Lantern cover, and I think I point out he paid $1 for it, so well worth $1 for the cool cover. Green Lantern Zero, and he had it signed by Daryl Banks. You guys know me. I love me some Daryl Banks. He gave me a phenomenal Kyle Rayner commission in my book, so always got to shout him out. And he had a couple of Bronze Age Green Lantern. So I got Green Lantern, Green Arrow 90. I think these are the two he gave me, if I remember right. So we got the Green Lantern, Green Arrow 95. No mustache, Oliver Queen. He looks super weird. And then we got a Green Lantern, Green Arrow issue 90. So both from the Mike Grill run. So there you go. I got to take time out, though, to get back into this chat because you guys keep blowing it up. We got 22 live viewers. Thank you very much. All right, so we got Don Mazur in the chat. How's it going, Don? Glad you can make it. He's pointing out who gave that thumbs down. It's probably the guy who had the block. I've had a troll for a while, so you gotta do what you gotta do. Glad the Blue Wrench crew's here now, or whatever you want to call them, the Blue Wrenches of Doom. So got those mods in there, keeping it clean and under control now. So thank you guys for your work. Everyone's pointing out newsstand stuff, so glad that's caught on. If there's one thing, if I quit making videos today, I'm glad I gave something back to the community that they can use and laugh about. So that makes me happy at the end of the day. Thumbs up for Gulak, our champion, says Legend. So the old stand equals pre-code, says Zachary Family Comics. We got Cadia Arcade. What is going on, man? He says, you like crack, go with Gulak. Nice rhyme, Cadia Arcade. We got Bear Island Comics. He says, look at Seawood with the C2E2 cup. Yeah, I hear there's a convention coming up in the early spring that might be fun. And it is the choice of a new generation. A little bit of Wayne's World joke there. All right. Don likes his Green Lantern goodness. Great Legend says, I've been buying on eBay lately, just a little bit here and there. And yeah, like I said, I'm trying to put the brakes on all that, but sometimes a good deal is a good deal. All right. So speaking of one last eBay haul, I did have I don't want to call it an eBay horror story, but I got these books for maybe $1.50 a piece again, something like that. Oh man, we got Midwest Comic Man Paul in the chat. What's going on, Paul? He says C2E2. Wonder who's going. Actually, I was going to show this as a part of my haul. I got one of these in the mail over the course of the week, so I did have my guest pass arrive, but I also today got approved for the press pass, so I guess now I'll have an extra ticket. So cool. Can't wait. We also have Stacy Gillette in the chat. She says, hello, everyone. Or how's it going, Stacy? We'll get back. I got the Sensational She-Hulk haul on eBay, and I pointed out in video one. These were not shipped in bag and boards. So I got this like nice color rub, even though that was not in the original picture of the lot. So I know that was because of the way it was shipped. Newsstand. So yeah. There you go. I'll do it right. Newsstand. So there you go. And then there's issue 2, 3, 4. I'm just thinking about thanking Thanatos because I have to file these back in the collection. We got 6, 7, and we got number 8, that fun troll. It looks like Santa Claus, and then number 9. So thought that was a nice collection back then. This was before I had almost an entire run of Savage She-Hulk at my parents' house. So now I have like both runs basically. So thought that was cool. And I believe I might save. Well, we'll do those 2 last. And then I think the auction I have ever spent the most money on had to be the Lords of the Long Box auction. I think it was pretty much like a year from today, basically. They ran me out of some money, let's just say that. But I think I got some really nice finds. So I think I got this one off Kings of the Golden State, if I remember right. I got a 9.0. Amazing Spider-Man 316, just an iconic Venom cover. Todd McFarlane. That was the one at that point in time I had always wanted. So, and he put up a pretty respectable price for a 9.0 for this. So, definitely hopped on that. And then these 2 lots are still like 2 of my favorite lots I've ever got at auctions. So I'll go ahead and start with the one I got from TiVo. I think he called this his DC first slot according to my previous video. So I got these 5 books. I can't remember what I paid. I know I paid a pretty penny for them, but they're all in that nice, gradable condition because I know, books coming from TiVo, they're good stuff. So I got Showcase 75, first appearance of Hawk and Dove, which after watching Titans, definitely glad I picked up this book. We got Swamp Thing issue 50, first real appearance of Justice League Dark. So if you guys have been following my channel over the last couple months, I've really grown to love this Swamp Thing run. So I still need issue 35 and 36, I think, to continue reading the run. But glad to have that issue 50, first appearance of Justice League Dark. We got Black Lightning #1. So I know there's people out there who love them some Black Lightning. So glad to have that issue 1. We got the first appearance of the Golden Glider, Flash issue 250. Once again, very nice condition on that. I guess I should have brought all these out on the Tony Sanders to slab or not to slab. And then the last one, this is the main one I want out of the whole lot. You got DC Superstars Presents Huntress. This was issue 17. A lot of people think this is the first appearance of Huntress, but it's technically just the origin of Huntress, the one you kind of see in Crisis on Infinite Earths. That's the daughter of Bruce Wayne and Catwoman. So it's Helena Wayne. I think the first appearance was, I can't even remember right now, one of those Justice Society books they had running back then. So nonetheless, I've just always really liked this cover and always wanted it. So very good hookup from TiVo in that auction. And probably the steal of the deal on that auction were these Doctor Stranges. I got these from Darkside Jedi. So I got Doctor Strange issue 1, which this definitely started my obsession with trying to get these Frank Bruner Doctor Stranges, because as you can see, my next one, I got an issue 3. I still haven't found issue 2, so still looking for issue 2 this day. So main reason why is because of this lot. So I go issue 1, then issue 3. Probably the best cover I've seen from Bruner and Doctor Strange. Issue 4, love that skull swallowing up Doctor Strange. Just an awesome cover. Probably definitely the best. And then we got an issue 5, which I don't know why I forgot to rebag this one, but I need to get on that. Issue 6, another awesome Bruner. Issue number 7. Like I said, as you can see, I really need that issue too. We got issue 8, issue 9, issue number 10, and then he also threw in the giant-sized Doctor Strange issue number 1. So definitely really, especially for the price I got this for and the condition these books are in, Darkside Jedi hooked up a phenomenal deal. So between those 3 deals, that was all in one auction. I think that has to be the most I have ever spent on an auction. So hopefully, Thanatos, if you're watching this, that's what you're looking for in the contest entry. I mean, that first video and that recap, that's pretty much what started all this crazy insanity that is the Tuesday night live stream on my channel now. All I know is I'm glad someone twisted my arm. It's a lot of fun spending an hour on Tuesday nights, joining the Comic Corps, joining JP on his channel and his auction, and all the other crazy channels I've been on. And yeah, it's been a fun most of the year. I still got like about 3 weeks, I guess. It'll be 1 full year I've been doing this crazy stuff already. So time flies when you're having fun, I guess. But nonetheless, a lot of fun doing this. But we're going to get into the chat one more time because I'm running out of books to talk about. So what I'm going to do, we're going to go into the chat, final plugs. I'll show the books one more time that I'm going to have on sale tomorrow, just in case anyone missed them. And then we're going to sign off for the night. So let's see what is going on in the chat. I think I saw someone say sick or something. Let's see what we got. Look at that C2E2 cup. We got Economics in Comics in the chat. He says, sick. So hopefully there's his one for the night. Katie Arcade says nobody does it like Legend. Big Lion Cat says he does get a lot of books from eBay as well. So I'm just trying to get a couple of those ones I missed previously. Bear Island Comics says he got approved for a press pass too, so psyched. for late March. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Hopefully we can have one big get together between everybody and at least say hi to each other and all that fun stuff. Because I know it's going to be a crazy time this time. Like I just go, I buy one of these type of passes and I just kind of do my own thing. And this year it's going to be completely different. So I've been going to cons since '03, so I'm kind of looking forward to just a different type of con experience, and we're definitely going to get that this year. Once again, we still got Beyond the Blast Doors David in the chat. If you like Star Wars, you have to check him out. Let's see. Pope Cerebus loves him, some Hunters, and some Doctor Strange #2. Yeah, I think that's the one. You got like giant Doctor Strange, and he's fighting the Defenders. We got Daniel Yabara in the chat. He says, those are 2 lots I was after from that auction. Yep, sorry, man. I do. That was one of the nicest, most awesome auctions I can. For some reason, that specifically sticks out to me, that one. But obviously, all the auctions are fun that, the community has. Let's see. I think I saw a question. Let's see. Beyond the Blast Door says, Seawood, you wake up as Boba Fett. What do you do next? You go capture Han Solo, of course. you gotta see what contracts are for bounty hunting, obviously, but Han Solo is a pretty safe bet to go after. It's Boba Fett. I seriously need to read that Darth Vader run all the way through, though. Let's see. It looks like Donnie Cates is going to be at the Orlando Toy and Comic Con Expo, according to Stay Puft 1983. So that should be fun. And we got Scott Farr in the chat. How's it going, Scott? And looks like everyone just saying hi to each other. And we got Rag718. How's it going, man? Glad you can make it just in time because we are wrapping up. So once again, final plugs. Comic War Friday nights, once again. I'll be absent, unfortunately, but I'm sure I'll be back the following week. Everything goes according to plan. But once again, 10 p.m. Eastern Comic Core. You never know what's going to happen on the Comic Core, so check them out. A lot of great panelists over there. About 1 hour from now, you're going to have the New York Warriors auction on home of the New York Warriors Big E's channel. So that's always fun. I think Whitewell had an auction last night, too, on Whitewell Comics channel. So we're going to get an auction like every day this week, basically, because Wednesday, you're going to have JP and All About Comics. He's going to have his auction. His goal is to have an auction the first and third Wednesday of every month. So like I said, I'll be throwing up some Moon Knights. So once again, I'll probably start this about $10, $7 shipping. Both that David Finch run, plus just the throw-in book, because I thought it looked terrible condition-wise. So, and then just exclusive for you guys still watching, we're going to have this as a stacker for $5 increase, or maybe I can't remember which one was first. I think this one, if it gets up to 15, and this one, if it gets up to 20. So if you guys are watching tomorrow and you don't want to bid, shh, or not, I don't care. You know what the book is, that's cool. We got KRS Venom #3 exclusive. Tyler Kirkham variant. So I thought that looked nice. We're going to see what happens with that one. And then we're going to give the Cyber Frogs one more try. So there you go. All right. So big thanks once again. Had a lot of fun tonight. Hopefully everybody enjoyed the Flashback Tuesday, I guess. And I guess I got 3 minutes to kill before it's 8:30. Sorry, I was reading one comment, but I want to throw this idea out here first because of lag. I'm thinking, because someone, I think a Spidey fan popped in last week and kind of asked me, he's just like, how many signatures do you actually have in your collection? And I had to think about, I don't have a concrete answer for that because I've never just sat and counted them. So what I was thinking about doing on this channel, maybe Sundays, because usually, I work retail and usually Sunday evenings I don't have to work. I'd probably do a recorded video series just because I want to do something besides all live content all the time. And I wouldn't mind dwindling and trying to figure out editing one day. But I think I'm doing like something called Signature Sundays, where I kind of show maybe 25 to 50 sign books at a time until I run out of sign books. Because not only that way, hopefully you guys would find minimal entertainment out of it, but I would actually figure out how many sign books I truly have in my collection. So if you guys think that's a cool idea, let me know. Maybe I'll start it in a couple Sundays from now. I won't be able to do it this weekend because I'll be out of town. But that's something you guys think would be cool. Let me know. We got to get back to the chat one more time. Splash Page comment says, what are you watching is a recording from future C. Woodard is not real. C. Woodard 19. Now that's a mind bender right there. Yeah, what is that one movie? It's not called Looper because that was a crappier version. But there was one time travel movie where the guys time traveled so many times it created like an alternate version of themselves. And yeah, of course, shenanigans happened. And yeah, some of them got screwed. And Comics Miss explains already trademark signature Sunday, so we'll have to go Sunday signatures or something. So no, I'm just kidding. But nonetheless, thank you so much for joining me tonight. It's been a lot of fun. Like I said, we got auctions galore this week, live shows galore. Check out who do we need to check out? Discovery Bay Comics, JB. If you guys want to know when live streams are on other shows, check out Discovery Bay Comics for all of your tuning in needs because he is doing some of the most phenomenal work in the community right now. He's making a TV guide for the comic book world, so it's very awesome. So with that, 14 viewers still tuning in, even though I said bye 20 times. I'm going to go ahead and hit the off button. Thank you so much, and you guys have a wonderful night.